Hi there, Capricorn. It's Jen here. I am doing your mid-May reading. I was just shuffling and this flew out. And I did the same thing to Capricorn as I did, I don't know, the April, one of the last readings I did for you. I know I did your reading and I somehow deleted it before I actually uploaded it to YouTube. So it's weird. I don't know. I probably said something stupid or something I didn't need to say, or I don't know. I take it as a sign. So here we go, Capricorn, mid-May reading. I was sitting here meditating some while I'm shuffling, and I saw something about a painting. Um, I saw, oops, this is coming out. I saw a painting, and it kind of has a field. It could be, I'm doing a puzzle with Van Gogh painting, so it could just be they're using that to make me say something about a picture, a painting. But it's like a field and there's a guy in it and he has a hat on. This is definitely Van Gogh. So I don't know if Van Gogh has something to do with it. If you have something wrong with your ear, I know the story behind that, but I saw what really stood out is either painting, like a actual painting, or a guy in a hat and a farmer specifically. I don't know. I'm still shuffling because I have all the cards. So just a reminder for Capricorn, at the end of May, on the May 26th, there is a pink full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse in the sign of Sag. So Sag is a cusp sign of yours. You share a border with Sag, basically, right before you in the ninth house. And when eclipse come up, they go back 6 months and they go forward 6 months. And so the Seven of Pentacles, that shot out. I had to get up. It like flew across the room. This is an interesting card because there are some things in life where it's very obvious. Okay, I need to save this amount of money. You can do the math. You can figure out how much you need to save and how long it will take. To get to, however much you need to save or however much you need to pay down. Or if you plant something, it takes a certain amount of time for a seed to become a tomato plant that bears fruit. Now, there are a lot of other things in life that are not so clear-cut and obvious. And it's hard to know, how long am I patient? Do I give this a chance? How long does that go on before I have to either, do something else, basically do something else, and that could be anything. That could be try a different strategy or remove yourself from that situation completely and just moving on. I'm sort of remembering your reading now. And it's really interesting that Seven of Pentacles came up because this came up once when I was doing a reading about, I was just struggling with my son, or being a mom, really. It's about me. I was struggling with being a mom. And what I got from this card is like, using kids as an example, they're not supposed to be grown up until they're 18. They're adults in practice, and most adults I know need a lot more practice. So they're supposed to make mistakes. They're learning. Learning involves making mistakes. And so I was like, why am I anxious about him acting exactly the way he's supposed to act at this age? What am I doing? There's nothing wrong with him, and then as an extension, wrong with me if he's just being a normal kid learning and growing. And so there is a bit of a process as well to this card, a timing. So yeah, I don't know. I want to shuffle again. I'm not sure why I want to shuffle. It's probably a nervous habit. Yeah, maybe you're being really impatient. Really impatient. Let's go back to Sag. So Sag is going to expand good things. And sometimes when you want to bring in with that full moon, what do you need to release? Because if you want to bring in new things, you have to make room for it, right? And so the things that you just think about in your house, if you're buying, a new piece of furniture or that you need to make room for or something, you're going to look around and say, okay, what don't I use? What doesn't serve me? What do I not need to have in my life on a day-to-day basis? And you'll take that and put it in the garage or the basement or storage unit or whatever, get rid of it. And it might sound kind of harsh, but there are certain people and situations and stresses that sometimes when you really, really look at it, you're like, that's not serving me. Like, why do I have that out front and center in my day-to-day life, in my home, in my life, when it's not, it's just cluttering up the place, or it's just constantly an obstacle or a block or something like that. So I see you, and it's the shift in perspective of, oh, I need to make room for bringing this great thing in, then I'm getting rid of this negative thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Gorgeous Queen of Swords. Oh, and you have an Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Definitely, you got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Queen of Swords is, yeah, so this is interesting. So she is looking that way, which would be in the past, or looking away at a minimum from these cards. And it's like she's still focusing on past accomplishments, whereas which is fine. Whereas the Queen, though, is looking towards something new, planting a new seed, right? This whole bush, this whole tree started from one seed, and the Queen of Swords is looking forward to something new. And she almost has a slightly defiant, the way her chin is raised. It's almost like, I'll show you. But I don't feel like it's I feel like this is something, it comes out of the spirit of very fact-based. It's kind of like if someone asks, say you're asked for a divorce, and then the person starts blaming you for the difficulties of having a split of co-parenting or something, and you're just like, you're the one that asked for the divorce. It's kind of a bad example because divorces are much more complicated usually than that. But you know, it's just kind of like, no, you don't get to all of a sudden come back and complain that it's what you wanted isn't working for you, and like somehow that's my fault. Like, I'm moving on. I am already moved on. I see clearly what's going on. This is truth here. And I'm moving forward, and I think the speed and the comfortableness, and if we're thinking again about Sag is like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's move forward. I'm not looking back. I'm just going to keep moving on. Let's do something new. Let's change. Let's try it out. Let's plant these seeds. Yep, let's move forward, and just cuts ties if someone was trying to really hold them down or hold them in the past or hold them back, especially if it was them doing it in the first place. I happen to look at the bottom of the deck. We have another Pentacles cards. So a lot of math. I see a lot of math going on. I don't know how else to say it. We have the Swords is like the mental, analytical, data, fact-based based thinking about things. So again, finances, data, feedback, things to measure things by. And then the pentacles, of which you have the king now too. This is being really mature about your stuff, knowing he learned long ago that if he plants that seed and he's patient, methodical enough, that he can then have a whole tree full of he can take one and make many from it. He can repeat it. He can repeat it. There's another word I'm just trying to come out. Duplicate. I don't know. It's almost like he can take his skills and either continue to duplicate it or sort of use the skill set with confidence for something else, even if it's not exactly the same. Okay. Yeah, so really strong on the finances. And I don't know, I just like you have all your ducks in a row, but you're ready to step off and into something new at the same time because of that. Um, Thank you, Capricorn. Take care. Bye.